name Adventures Tom Sawyer. That don't make no difference. This book was written by a man named Mr. Mark Twain a few years back now, and he told the truth. Mainly. Well, some things pretty stretch, but he mainly told the truth. Now, see, the way the book ends up is this. Tom Sawyer and me, we found the gold that the robbers hid in Indian Joe's cave, and it made us filthy rich. We got $6,000 apiece. All gold. It was the opposite side of money when it was piled up. Well, Judge Thatcher, he took it and put it in interest, and it fetched me $1 a day. All year round. Won't nobody know what to do with it. Well, then the widow Douglas, she took me and her son, loud she civilized me. She even cried over me and called me names like poor little lost lamb. She called me a bunch of other things too, but she never meant no harm by it. But it was rough living in that house, considering how dismal, decent, and regular the widow was in all her ways. I mean, she washed and combed the devil out of me.
Huckleberry, time for supper. And wash your face, Huckleberry.
And you always had to come on time for supper. And when you got there, you couldn't go right to eat. But you had to wait for the widow to tuck her head and grumble something over the middle, even though there wasn't nothing the matter with it. And after supper, she'd take out the blue book and learn me of Moses and the bulrush.
And she took for him a basket, a small wooden ark made of bulrushes. And she daubed it with mud and with fish. And she took the baby Moses and placed him in the river, in the basket by the river's bed.
Well, I was all in a sweat to find out about Moses. But by and by, she let out that Moses had been dead a considerable good time. So I didn't care then. I was taking no stock in dead.
Huckleberry, smoking a pipe is a foul practice. It isn't clean, and you must try not to do it anymore.
Yes, ma'am. See, that's just the way some people are. Well, they get down on a thing that they don't know about. I mean, here she is about Moses, who ain't no kin to her, and ain't no good to nobody being gone, you see. Yet, she finds powerful for me doing a thing like that. And she takes snuff, too. Look.
What?
Of course, that's all right. She does.
Don't scrunch up like that, Huckleberry. Sit up straight.
Then Miss Watson, tolerable cranky old woman, came to live with us, and...
Don't put your feet up there, Huckleberry. And don't gap and stretch like that. Why don't you try to behave?
Now, Millicent.
Huckleberry, I told you about the new place, the bad place.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, don't learn to take down. When you die, you're going to fail.
I wish I were already there.
Huckleberry, that's the least thing to say. I wouldn't say something like that for all the world. I'm looking so it's going to be.
Well, I didn't want to go where she was going, so I made up my mind I wouldn't even try. I don't mean to harm by it, ma'am. I just want to go somewhere and change. I ain't particular.
I know, Huckleberry.
Suppose Tom Sawyer's going to a good place?
Ha! Not by considerable luck.
Well, I was glad to hear about that, because I wanted me and Tom to be together always.
Carry on, man.
By and by, Miss Watson went to fetch Jim and all the Negro subjects in, and they said their prayers and went to bed. So I went up to my room. I tried to think of something cheerful, but it wasn't no use. I was so lonesome, I almost wished I was dead. Meow! Sure enough, there was Tom Sawyer waiting for me.
Now then, every one of you's got to swear to keep the location of this here cave a secret.
I swear.
All right, follow me. take a note. Write his name in blood.
Blood.
All right. It's almost. We, the Blood Brothers, the Tom Sawyer's gang, solemnly swear to stick to the gang and never tell any of the secrets. And if any outsider was to do anything to one of our members, whichever of us swore to kill him and his family, must do it. And you must not eat, and you mustn't sleep until you kill them. Hang a cross on their breast, which is the sacred solemn oath of the gang. And if anybody uses our sign without permission, must be sued. And if any member of Tom Sawyer's gang was to tell any of the secrets, must have his throat cut, his carcass burned, and his ashes scattered all around, and his name blotted off the roll call list of blood, and never again mentioned by the gang would have a curse put on it, be forgotten forever.
I love it. You make all that up in your head, don't you, Sawyer?
Most of it. The rest they get out of pirate books and robber books. Every gang is high tone has an oath in blood.
Well, I think we should kill families of the Blood Brothers and tell us our secrets.
That's a good idea.
What about husband? He ain't got no family. What we gonna do about him?
Well, ain't you got a father?
Yeah, he's got a problem. He's late drunk and hauls down the 10-yard for him and sees these pots putting at you.
Well, every boy's got to have a father or family or someone killed. Else won't be fair and square to the other.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Huck.
Miss Watson, you could kill her.
So, who's gonna rob? Houses or cattle?
No! Stealing cattle ain't robbery. It's burglary. We ain't burglars. We're highwaymen. We stop stagecoaches and carriages on the road with masks on, kill the people, and take their watches and money.
Do we always have to kill the people?
Certainly. Except those we bring to the cave here and keep them till they're ransom.
Ransom? What's that?
I don't know, but that's what they do. I've seen it in the books.
Well, how are we going to do it to them if we don't know what it is?
Well, blame it all. We've got to do it. It's in the book.
Well, that's all very fine to say, Tom Sawyer. But how in the nation are we going to do it to these fellas if we don't know what it is? Now, what do you reckon ransom means?
Well, I don't know. Well, now, perhaps if we keep them till they're ransom, means that we keep them till they're dead.
Dad, and pretty soon they'll be eating up everything and trying to get loose.
Ben Rogers, how can they get loose when there's a guard over them, ready to shoot them down if they move a peg?
A guard, so somebody's got to stay up all night just so as to watch them? And I suppose we're going to have to kill the women too?
Ben Rogers, if I was as ignorant as you, I wouldn't let on. Kill the women? No. Nobody ever seen anything in a book like that. Fetch all the women to the cave, and they're always as polite as pie to them. And by and by, they fall in love with you, and they never want to go home anymore.
And pretty soon, the whole country is so filled up with women and fellas waiting around to be ransomed, there won't be no room for us robbers. I say we just pick up a stick and ransom them fellas overhead, just as soon as they get here.
Because they ain't done that way in the book, that's why.
Guys, Tom Barnes falling asleep.
Let's just all go home, and we'll meet next week, and rob some people and kill some people, okay?
Sunday?
Go home.
Well, I can't help it. Check out like such things. Maybe we can kill people on Sundays. I can't help it. I won't let it.
I don't want to be a robber no more.
Know what you mean?
Tom, you and me ought to light out for the Indian territory. Just steal some horses, cut out into the engines.
The engines is a powerful ornery lot.
Who is?
Why? The engines.
Who says so?
Why, I said so.
What do you know about it?
What I know about it? I know if engines catch you wandering around, they'll take and skin you the same way as they was a dog. That's what I know about it.
Tom, who told you that?
I heard Aunt Polly say so.
Aunt Polly, what she knows about it? She ever been skinned?
Of course not.
See, engines on No, you don't. Generally, it's a lie. But if the Indian tells you something, you can bet on it every time as a petrified fact. Because you can't get into the lie. You'll cut out his tongue first. And brave? Why, Indians don't care shucks for death. They prefer it. They sing their songs when they're dying. You know, their death songs. See, if you take an Indian and you fill him full of splinters and you fill him full of arrows and hack him up with a hatchet and skin him and start a slow fire underneath him, you reckon he cares? Why, no. He'll just sit there in the hot ashes, perfectly comfortable, singing, same as if he was on side. Tom, let's go amongst the Indians. Life's a circus.
I don't know, Huck. Ain't Polly tan my hide if I missed any more schooling.
Well, Tom, he kept his gang together for about a month. Then I resigned. Well, all the boys did. Well, we hadn't killed nothing, and the only people we robbed was a prominent class at a Sunday school picnic. We came a war lumping out the hill, down the hill, busted up the picnic, and chased the kids into the hollow. We didn't get nothing, though, except some donuts and jam. Although Tommy Barnes got a rag doll, and Ben Rogers, he got a hymn book. But even then, the teacher come in, busted up, made us run like ridiculous. Well, anyways, coming back to the edge of the village, I looked down, and I could see 3 or 4 lights on. You know, where there were sick folk maybe. And the stars above me were shining ever so fine. And down below the village was the river, a whole mile wide, all steel and gray.
Get on in here, boy. Come on now.
Hello, Pap.
Well, little Miss Starchy Clothes, ain't you a sweet-scented dandy, though? You think you're something now, don't you?
Maybe I am, maybe I ain't.
Don't you give me none of your lip, boy. Let's say you're educated, too. Let's say you can even read and write. Now, who told you you could mess with such highfalutin foolishness? Huh?
Well, the widow, she told me I could.
Oh, the widow, huh? And who told the widow she could put her shovel into something that ain't none of her business?
Well, she only did it to be a good mother.
She got any right to you? Are you her son? Huh? Oh. Say, let me hear you read.
What are you doing, Pap?
Boy, never mind that. I said let me hear you read. Well, in the day now.
The story of George Washington was served to teach every young American.
Stop showing off, boy. Putting on fridge. Next thing you know, you get religion, too. Say, I hear you rich. How's that?
They lie, that's how.
Boy, don't let me catch you lying to me. I've been in town 2 days, and I ain't heard nothing but how you being rich. Heard it way down the rivers, too. And that's why I came. You give me that money tomorrow, I want it.
Pap, I ain't got no money.
That's a lie, boy. Cook Thatcher's got it, don't he?
No, you can ask him. He'll tell you the same.
I'll ask him, that's fine. Boy, if I find out you're lying to me, I'll pay you some good. Say, how much you got in your pocket there? I want it.
I've only got $1, but I'm saving that.
I don't care what you're saving it for. You better shove it on out here, or I tan your hide. Get out of the way, boy. You go downtown and get me some whiskey. I ain't had a drink all day. Hey, you quit that schooling now, you hear?
Well, I didn't want to go to school before, but now I reckon I do it just to spite Pap. Well, he catch me a few times, he thrashed me good. But Pap was always looking out for me. On one spring day.
Hey, boy, get back out of the way. Drop in school books. Now get on up here. Get on.
Pap took me up shore, and we crossed over to the Illinois shore. Where it was all woods and there weren't no houses.
Get in there. thing or two.
Well, Pap was gone for 3 days. I judged he'd drowned or something, and he wasn't never coming back. Well, I was so dreadful lonesome. But I couldn't escape. There wasn't a window big enough for a dog to get through, and the door was made of thick sawdust slabs. And Pap, he was careful not to leave nothing around when he was gone. Finally, I found an old rusty wood saw down a handle.
Judge Stacy, get away from me. Judge Stacy, you done took mine.
Mr. Finn, this is Professor Ingram from Ohio University.
Professor, what, in a college?
Yes, Mr. Finn. I'm a professor of French and Italian.
Well, anyway, you done took my son away from me, my one and only son, that I had all the trouble and expense and all the anxiety of raising.
Mr. Finn, this is Parliament time.
Well, it don't matter, because it ain't all nothing. The law is backing you up and keeping me off of my land and keeping my son away from me. I'll tell you what the law does. The law takes a man like me, I'm worth $6,000 and up, it puts him in an old shack that ain't fitting for hogs to live in. Puts him in rags. Yeah, we got us a wonderful government, don't we? Just wonderful.
Judge Thatcher, I really must be getting back to the steamboat. I understand. I have an election board meeting in Cincinnati on Thursday.
Election? Hold on just a minute. You mean to tell me there's a state in this country where they let a Negro vote? Well, I ain't never gonna vote again as long as I live. This country can rot. Why ain't this Negro locked up and sold? That's what I want to know. Boy, we got us a government. It's all itself, government. Let's own the big government. Oh, hold on. Still said stock still. Won't even sell a prowling, thieving, infernal, white-shirted, fancy-clothed Negro. What are you looking at, boy?
Well, I just happened to be blind real soon. Then I'd steal the key. I saw myself out. One or the other. But look, didn't run my way.
Get him off of me! Get him off of me! He's got me on the deck!
Pap, there's nothing there.
I'm snake bit! Get him off!
Pap, it's just your old English switch.
Get your cold hands off of me! You the angel of death coming to get me, ain't you? I'm gonna have to kill you so you don't come looking for me no more. Come on now! Better yet, I'm gonna rest a minute, and then I'm gonna kick you. No, second thought. I'm gonna go downtown and get me some whiskey. I ain't had a drink all day.
I ain't gonna have Pap, no Miss Watson, no nobody calling me no more. So I went to the woods, and I caught me a wild pig. So I drug it back to the cabin, and when I got there, I busted in the door. Then I slit the pig's throat, spilled blood everywhere. Blood acts good too. You know, so it makes somebody come in and murder me. Oh, I throw in lots of fancy touches. I did wish Tom Sawyer was there. Anyway, I grabbed some provisions and headed out toward Jackson's Eye. The moon above me was shining so bright. And when I got there, it was late. You know, it smelled late. Well, you know what I mean. I ain't got the words to put it into. Well, when I got to Jackson's Island, I slept for the better part of 3 days. Then one day, I seen a ferry boat crossing the river firing off the cannon so as to make my dead body rise to the top. Then I know my plan had worked. Everybody thought I was dead. Nobody in the world can come running after me now. Jim! Jim!
Oh, boy, don't you hurt me. I ain't gonna harm no ghost, boy. I always like these people. Did I look good for 'em? Well, get up in the river where you belong. Don't do nothing over Jimmy Hill. He's always been your friend. Now, go on now.
Jim, I'm not dead. I'm alive, and I'm glad to see you.
You ain't no ghost, boy.
No, touch my arm. Touch it, come on. See, I had to fake the whole thing. To fool half of Miss Watson.
But that's real smart of you, Huck. My Tom saw you yourself and thought better than what you just had.
Jim, what are you doing on the side?
Ain't got better not tell it.
Oh, hi, Jim.
Well, I've got good reasons, Huck. But you wouldn't tell on me if I was saying you would, you, Huck.
Danged if I would, Jim.
Well, all right, man. I believe you. Listen, old Miss, that's Miss Watson, right? She catches me all the time, Huck. Trish was pretty rough. She always says she won't sell me. Now I know some slave trade right here to sell me, Huck. Anyway, when that night you was killed, I heard her tell her widow she gonna sell me down to New Orleans. She didn't want to, but she figured she'd get $800 from me. That's such a big sack of money, her she couldn't resist. Her widow tried to get something to do, but I didn't want to hear the rest of what I said. I ran off now.
Jim!
Well, you said you wouldn't tell, boy.
I said I would, and I'll stick to it. Honest Injun, I will. People will call me a low-down abolitionist and despise me for keeping it. That don't make no difference. Besides, I ain't going back there anyways.
I'm going around payroll town, brother. Where the Ohio River cuts into the Mississippi. I'm going to follow the highway north to the Free State. Ain't no more trouble, boy. I'm behind the river. Johnny, boy. You see them birds flying low yonder? That's a sign it's going to rain, boy. That's a sign of young birds, young chickens flying.
You sure do know all kinds of signs, Jim.
Yeah, well, I guess he knows about everything.
Well, it seems like all the signs I've ever heard of was bad luck signs. Are there any good luck signs, Jim?
Mighty few. They ain't no use to the body. What you want no good luck's come for anyway, boy? Here's a good look, though. If a man's got hairy arms, that's a sign he's gonna be rich. Well, some use that sign now, but it's so far hid sick. Maybe you gotta be poor for a long time first. So you might be discouraged. Kill yourself. If you didn't know about that sign, you're gonna be rich by and by.
You got hairy arms, Jim?
Plus, you just ask that question, boy. Don't you see how that?
Well, are you rich?
Sure I is. I was myself. I'm no head of a dollar, ain't
Those birds are right, Jim.
I know they was, boy. I've been now.
It went a-raining and a-raining like a fury. One of them regular summer storms. Well, it rained for about 10 to 12 days, and the floodwater was all over the island. Then one night, we seen an old rat floating down by the river's edge. Nice pine planks. And it had a chest on it, full of quilted calico dresses. Looky there, Jim, there's a dead man in the water.
Hold on, boy. Stay here. I'll go see my people. Lord have mercy. He is a dead man. He been shot in the back. Guess he could live 2 or 3 days. Now, boy, don't get his face, man. It's too gassy. Let the river take me home.
What do you reckon killed him, Jim?
I don't know, boy. Let's not talk more about it now. It just vexes bad luck.
Jim?
You want him to come home back for us, boy? Listen, a man who ain't buried is more likely to come home under a man who's plainly more comfortable. Slay the people, boy. Slay the people.
Well, I reckon that seems pretty reasonable. Jim, I reckon I'll go uptown to find out what's going on.
I don't know.
Come on, Jim.
All right. But you wait till dark. You best look sharp here.
I will.
Hold on, boy. Try on some of these old things, boy.
I mean, dress up like a gal.
I don't know, Jim.
Didn't know where you is then.
Well, how do you do it?
We're all been riches, aren't we? Yeah. Put your feet in this. Come on, boy.
Jim!
John, man, boy, don't give me no living.
So stupid, Jim.
Listen now, boy. You're pretty.
Jim! Wait. Never worn one of these before.
It's not enough for your kid. There now. Nobody know he was even in the daytime, huh?
Nobody know who I was at all.
Stop hitching up your gown and get your britches pocket, boy. Now go on. Walk for me. Come on now. Look, if you want to be a girl, you can't walk regular. You gotta walk, you gotta throw your ground. Come on, man, walk for me. Be a lady.
Throw it right. I'll be careful.
You look sharp, you hear me?
So, I took the canoe, and I got in the river, and it fetched me down at the bottom end of town. So I tied up. Well, there was an old log shanty. It ain't been lived in for a long time. So I looked in the window. I didn't recognize the face, so...
Come in. What are you doing out so late, child? Take a cheer. And what might your name be?
Sarah Williams!
Whereabouts do you live, Sarah? In this neighborhood?
Oh, no, ma'am. In Hookville. That's 7 miles below. I walked all the way and I'm all tired out.
Hungry too, I reckon. I'll find you something.
Oh, no, ma'am. I'm not hungry. See, my mom, she's all out of work and everything. And, well, I come down here to find my uncle, After Moore. He lives at the other end of town. Do you know him?
No, I don't know everybody yet. I ain't lived here quite 2 weeks, and it's considerable ways to go to town. You better stay here all night. So much fun.
Oh, no, ma'am. I reckon I'll just rest here a while. See, look, Uncle. I ain't through the dark.
No, I'm not gonna let you go out by yourself. My husband will be home by and by, maybe 9 months so. And I'll spend a long weekend. Well, my husband and I were first married, I suppose.
Then she got to talking about her husband and her relations up the river and her relations down the river and about how better off they used to was.
I don't know. I was pretty mad to say coming to this town.
And so on and so on and so on. Till I figured I'd come to the wrong place to find out what was going on in town.
Oh, and the rats. Rats coming here from the river and acting like they own this place. I've got to have things handy to throw out and have love, else they don't give me any peace. Generally, I'm a good shot with this. Dang it, just missed it.
Then finally she got to talking about my murder.
Well, I reckon there's right smart chance of people that like to know who killed Huckleberry Finn. Most folks think the past done it itself.
I didn't think of that.
Honey, what'd you say your name was?
Mary Williams.
I thought you said it was Sarah Williams when you first come in.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sarah Mary Williams. Sarah's my first name. Some call me Sarah and some call me Mary.
Aha! What's your real name?
What, ma'am?
What's your real name? Tom, Bob, or Bill? What is it?
Don't you go poking fun of a poor girl like me. Well, I reckon I'll be going.
Say I'll say where you are. I know your secret.
You do?
You're a runaway apprentice, aren't you? You've been treated badly. So you made up your mind to run. Tell me all about it. That's a good boy.
You're too smart for me, ma'am. You see, I was living on a farm about 30 miles down the river. Well, I was living with a mean old farmer. He treated me pretty rough. He was always mouthing at me. So, as soon as I got the chance, I took some of his daughter's clothes and I lit out there mighty quick. Whew. Well, I feel better about telling you the truth, ma'am. I'll be seeing you.
Hold on. You're from the country, huh? When a cow's laying down, which end gets up first? Answer me prompt now, which end gets up first?
The hind end, ma'am.
How about a horse?
The forehead, ma'am.
Which side of the tree does the moss grow on?
North side, ma'am.
15 cows are rising on a hillside. How many of each with the head pointed in the same direction?
All 15, ma'am?
Well, I reckon you lived on a farm. I thought maybe you was trying to hope with me again.
Oh, no, ma'am.
What's your real name?
George Peters.
You try to remember, George. Don't forget to tell me it's Alexander before you go. Then try to get out of it by saying George Alexander when I catch you. Don't go flouncing around that old dress. You imitated your color before. Well, try along your uncle, Sarah Mary Williams, George Alexander Peters. Gotcha!
Jim! Jim! Get up, Jim! Get up! Come on, shove off! We gotta go fast! So, we shoved off from the willow cove we was hitting. Jim never said a word. He didn't ask any questions. Well, everything we had in the world was on this raft, and it was just me and Jim, heading for freedom. And it was somewhere up the river. For 4 days we lit up. People back home used to say there was 20 or 30,000 people in St. Louis. But I never believed it until I seen that dang spread of lights. And there wasn't a sound in the town. Everybody sleeping. We just glided by. Most of the time, in the daytimes, you know, we would tie up our raft and we would lay out all afternoon in the woods, smoking and talking and having a general good time. So I decided to tell Jim about kings and dukes and earls and about how much style they put on and about how gaudy they dressed. And how instead of calling each other Mister, they called each other Your Majesty or Your Grace or Your Lordship and such.
You know what, Huck? I ain't heard of no many kings besides old King Solomon. Unless you count them kings in back of playing card. How much you free King gets, Huck?
Yes. Why, Jim and King gets at whatever he wants. He gets $1,000 a week if he wants it. Everything belongs to him.
What they gotta do for it?
They don't do nothing. They just sit around.
Is that right?
Yeah, except when there's a war. Well, then they go to war. But other times, they just lay around. Shh. Did you hear that noise?
Oh, you're so stingy, boy. Tell back.
And when things get dull, a king just hangs around the harem.
Around the wind.
The harem.
What's that?
Well, it's where a king keeps his wives. King Solomon had about 1 million wives.
Oh, Harold's a boarding house, I reckon. You know, with 1 million wives, he must have about 5 million more children around here. He must have record numbers of nursing, boy, I tell you. All the wives crawling all. Yet they say King Solomon was the wisest man would ever live.
Well, he was the wisest man that ever lived. The winner told me so.
Well, I don't take no stock in that. Because why would a man want to live in the midst of a blim-blam all the time, bro? Now, what do you talk your salary to, bro?
So then I decided to let King Solomon rest and tell Jim about the French.
Now, don't the French people have the same way we do, though?
No, you can't understand a single word they say.
How come?
Well, I don't know, but I picked up some of that jab in the book one time. Suppose a man came up to you and said, "Parlez-vous Français?" What would you think?
Shoot, look, I wouldn't think good. I just think we bust everybody upside the
Sure, Jim ain't calling him nothing bad. He's only saying, "Do you speak French?"
Well, how come you just don't say it, bro?
He is saying it. It's a Frenchman's way of saying it.
I tell you this, bro. That's a learned different way of saying it. I don't even know about it.
Looky here, Jim. Does a cat talk like we do?
No, a cat don't, bro.
Well, does a cow?
No, a cow don't either.
Well, does a cat talk like a cow or a cow like a cat?
No, they don't, bro.
Well, ain't it right natural for a cat and a cow to talk different from each other?
Of course.
And ain't it right natural from a cat and a cow to talk different from us?
It is.
Well, then why ain't it right natural for a Frenchman to talk different from the way we do? You answer me that.
Okay. Is a cat a man, bro?
No.
Is a cow a man?
No.
Well, is a Frenchman a man?
Yeah.
Well, he talk like a man, bro. Answer that. How? See?
That's down by the river. Jim, somebody's coming. Hide. Hurry, Jim, hide. Hide.
Any man on that raft, boy?
Oh, only one, sir.
Well, 5 Negroes went off last night up under Brother Penn. Is your man white or black?
He's white.
I reckon we'll climb aboard and see for ourselves.
Oh, I wish you would, because it's my pappy lying there, and he's awful sick.
Oh, the devil.
We're in a hurry, boy.
Well, my pappy would be mighty much obliged if you just check on him.
Say, boy, what's the matter with your pal?
Well, it ain't nothing much. He's got the small.
That's a lie, boy. What's the matter with your pal?
That's your square now.
I will, sir. Honest. My pap, he's got the smallpox.
Well, keep away, boy. Your pal got the smallpox.
Why did you come out and say so? You want to spread it all over?
Well, every time I tell people I'm sick of one, they just ran away and left us.
Well, hang it, boy. We don't want the smallpox.
Look here, boy. I'll tell you what to do. You float along down the river about 20 miles. You come to a town on the left side. When you ask for help, you tell me you'll pass down with the children's people. Don't you be such a fool again and let people guess what's the matter. But we're trying to do you kind. So you just put 20 miles between us. That's a good boy.
Look, sir, she just come forward. Look at her.
We're in a hurry, boy. Hate to leave you here. My kingdom, he won't do so full of smallpox. I'm about to say your crab's pretty poor and hard on his luck. Here's $20 over the catch.
Here, boy. Here's one for me, too. Just do as we told you. You'll be all right.
And boy, if you see any runaway Negroes and you get up and down, you can make you some real money.
Goodbye, sirs. I won't let no runaway Negroes get past me if I can help it. Well, I know dang well what I done was wrong. I should have turned Jim in. But what if I did? Would I feel better about what I done? No, I wouldn't. I feel just the same. So, what's the use of learning to do right when it's so troublesome to do right and ain't no troublesome to do wrong? And the wages are the same. Well, I can't answer that, so I reckon I won't even try. From now on, I'm going to do whichever comes handiest at the time. You can come out now, Jim.
Hey, boy, you're a smart doctor. I expect you saved my life, boy.
Looky here, Jim. I got us a $20 record.
Then we can look at passing a steamboat, K-boat. Go as far as we want to go, bro. You're the best friend Jim ever had, bro. The only friend Jim got now. You know, when I'm free up, come and give me a job, save up all my money. I'm gonna go back down there and
bothered me. It was a man that I helped run away. Come out flat-footed and say he was going to steal his children. Children from a man that I didn't even know. A man that ain't ever done no harm to me.
Look, we're going to a fall.
Look sharp the lights, Jim. There's no freedom down the street. There's no folks down that table, though. On the slave train. Don't worry, Jim. If we do pass it, we'll just buy a canoe and go back. You're going to be a free man yet, Jim.
You see any lights, huh?
We traveled for hours walking that fall. Look at that table on the fall, bro. Well, don't worry. But first, we got
Huck, the steamboat. She's ain't waiting for us.
Jim, wave the signal light. Maybe they'll see us.
What now?
Check out the fire wheel. Jim! Jim!
Whoa.
I dove under the water and stayed under there for about a minute. Then I just came to the top and I couldn't find a raft or Jim anywhere. So I swam to the bank and I climbed up the shore. Well, it was awful foggy and I couldn't see but a little way. But anyway, I went poking around the rough ground for about a mile. Then I ran along this old log house. I was about to rush by and get away when...
Quiet down now. Quiet down now, boys. Perhaps that buck some of you to fetch the gun. Who goes there?
It's me,
Who's me?
George Jackson, sir.
What do you want?
I don't want nothing, sir. I fell off a steamboat.
Oh, you did you? Strike a light here, somebody. What'd you say your name was?
George Jackson, sir.
George Jackson. Is there anybody out there with you?
No, sir.
You ready, Buck?
Hey, Paul.
George Jackson. Do you know the Shepherdsons?
No, son. Never heard of him.
Well, maybe. But, all right. All right. Step forward, George Jackson. But don't you hurry. Come nice and slow. Open the door just enough to squeeze in. There you go, squeeze in.
He ain't a Shepardson, Pa.
No, there ain't any Shepardson about him.
Well, I reckon it's all right. Come on in, boy. Hope you don't mind being searched for weapons. We don't mean no harm by it. Where are you from, boy?
Well, bless you, Saul. Poor thing's as wet as he can be. And don't you reckon it maybe he's hungry?
Hold on, Rachel. We gotta be sure. Tell us about yourself, boy.
Well, see, sir, me and my family, we was living at the bottom end of Arkansas. And well, one day, my sister, Mary Ann, she just up and ran off and wasn't ever heard of no more. Then my brother, Jim, well, he went to look for Mary Ann, and he wasn't ever heard of no more. And then my brothers, Ben and Tom, well, they just up and died. So then my mother, she was so corked about everything that she just up and died. And my pa, he was all corked about it, and he was trimmed down to nothing on account of all his troubles. That well, when he died, well, the farm didn't belong to me, so I had to leave. And I fell off a steamboat, and that's how I came to be here.
Son, you gotta hold here as long as you want.
Sophia, you make that place room for George here as quick as you can. Poor thing. Ain't there no Shepherdsons around here?
No, son, it was false alarm.
Well, I reckon if they'd been, some might have got me one. Well, Bobby's been so slow coming, they might have scalped us all. Well, nobody's waiting me out, and that ain't right. I don't ever get no show.
Don't you fret, son. You'll have a show soon enough. Don't worry about that. You two take George here up to Bud's room. Get him some dry clothes. Get on.
Come on. What did you say your name was?
George Jackson, sir.
George Jackson, huh? Say, how long can you stay here
sleep right here, George. This used to be my cousin Bud's room. With Shepherds and Shoddy.
Shoddy?
On account of the feud.
What's the feud?
Don't you know what a feud is?
No, never heard of it.
Well, a feud is this way. See, a man has a quarrel with another man, and he kills him. And then that man's brother kills him. And then the brothers on both sides trust one another. And then all the cousins chip in, and by and by everybody's killed off, and there ain't no more feud.
A feud's kind of slow. It takes a long time.
This one started 30 years ago or somewhere along there. There was trouble about something, and the lawsuit was settled. The lawsuit would against one man. And so, he got the man who won the lawsuit, which he would naturally do, of course. Now, anybody would.
Well, what was the trouble about?
I don't know.
Well, who done the shooting? Was it Grangerford or was it Jefferson?
Laws, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Well, don't anybody know?
Oh, yeah. Pa knows. And some of the other old folks. But they can't remember what the road was about in the first place.
Well, was there many killed folks?
Oh, yeah. Rice march at the funeral. But they don't always kill. Pa's got a few buckshot in him, but he don't mind much, of course, because they don't weigh much no way. And old man Shepardson carved and pops him here with a Bowie knife. Yeah. Who is the meaner, ain't he?
Old man Jefferson, coward.
He ain't a coward. There ain't a coward amongst the Shepherdsons. Not a one. There ain't a coward amongst the Grangerfords either.
Settle down, Buck.
Well, you best get yourself some sleep. Say, where was Moses when the lights went out?
I don't know. We never got past the bull race.
Well, guess. Now, where was Moses when the lights went out?
Well, I don't know where he was. Where was he?
Why, he was in the dark. That's where he was.
Well, if you know where he was, what'd you ask me for?
It's a joke.
Come on, old hoss.
Good night, George.
Sleep tight, Mr. Jackson.
It was an awful nice family and an awful nice house. I ain't never seen a house in the country with so much style.
George?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
George, my name's Sophia. I'm Bub's mom's sister.
Yes, ma'am.
George, would you like to do a favor for me and not tell anybody anything about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I left my Bible next to our seat at the church down by the river road, and I was wondering, could you slip out real nice and quiet tomorrow morning and go and fetch it for me and not tell anybody?
Yes, ma'am. I surely will.
Thank you, George.
Good night. So next morning, I went to go look for that little church. And when I got there, there wasn't nothing there but hogs. For there wasn't a lock on the door, and the hogs, they like the cold floor in the summertime. If you ever noticed before, most people, they go to church because they have to. But a hog, he's different. It don't seem natural for a girl to be worrying so much about 2:30. 2:30.
George, did you find it, George? Oh, George, you're the best friend in the whole world. Now remember, don't tell a soul.
What's that note about, Miss Sophia?
You didn't read it, did you?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Oh, well, it ain't nothing but a bookmark to mark my face. You go and play now, George.
Go and play. Tarnation. Well, I don't want to talk much about the next day. so I reckon I'll cut it pretty short. Well, I woke up at dawn, and I was just about to roll over and go back to sleep when I noticed everything was quiet. Weren't natural. Well, next I noticed that Buck, he was up and gone. So I decided to go down to the living room. And when I got there, it was still as a mouse. Same way outside, too. Then I ran along Miss Granger. What's going on, Miss Granger?
Sophia's run off. She's run off for the night sometime.
Why?
She's run off to marry Hardy Shepherdson. Silas and the boys, they took their guns and run up the river road to try and catch Hardy and kill him before he gets across the river with Sophia.
So I took off up the river road as fast as I could. Buck! Here, Buck!
George Jackson, what the devil are you doing up there?
Why didn't you wake me up?
We didn't want to get you mixed up in all this. Get back up in that tree, look sharp. Let me know when those fellas come back in sight. They won't be gone long.
What's going on?
The Shepherdsons ambushed us. They killed my father, and they killed Bob. Well, we got us 2 or 3 of them, though.
What about Miss Sophia?
The 2 of them got across the river safe and sound. I wish I'd killed old Harney Shepherdson when I first laid eyes on him. I make him wish they were never born.
Here he is, boy. Gilly. I wish I never would have come ashore that night to see such things. Dead, Paul?
Yeah, he's dead.
See, it was my fault. That note that they found in Miss Sophia's Bible meant that she was supposed to meet Tommy Shepson at 2:30 and run off. I wish I would have told her father how she was acting. Then maybe this awful mess never would have happened. Down here, boy. Oh, down there. Hey. Hello. Lots of times I've stood thinking, buddy, and dreamed about the food. Come on. Jim, you're alive.
I might gotta get you back.
Well, let's shove off. Just don't lose no time. Come on, shove off. We didn't think we were safe until we was a mile below there and out in the middle of the Mississippi. Then Jim, he hung up the signal lamp, and we judged we were safe and free once more. Well, I ain't had a bite to eat since yesterday, so Jim, he started cooking some cabbage and some greens and some corn dodgers. There ain't nothing in the world that tastes so good when they's cooked right. We was both powerful glad to be away from all that feuding and the swamp.
You know what? Guess ain't no home like a wrapped out dog.
And for the first time, I realized that we belonged on that raft. Most places, they seem so cramped.
There, look.
A shooting star.
Must have got scores for that in this.
Once or twice in the night, a steamboat, it would slide by us in the dark. And every now and again, it would blow out a whole world of sparks out of its chimney and rain down the river. It was awful pretty. And then, by and by, it would round a bend, and then we'd be all alone. Then finally, her wave would catch up to us and jog the raft a little bit. Then you couldn't hear nothing, except maybe frogs and such. Then it'd come to the summer sunrise, when the whole stretch of river is like a mirror.
Hold it there!
They're after us.
Hey, bring that boat
What do you
over there.
do?
Nothing.
Come on, man.
Nothing.
It works too, only generally it takes the enamel right along with it. I stayed in town one night longer than I ought to. I was just sliding out of town when I run across you. That's my whole yarn. What's yours?
Oh, well, I've been preaching at Bradford about a week, taking in as much as $5 or $6 a night. Talking on the evils of the demon whistle. Somehow I got around, I had my own dug on the slide. Friendly Negro arrested me out this morning and told me that the townspeople was getting their shotguns and their dogs together. Gonna send me out of town on the rail. I didn't wait around for breakfast. I wasn't hungry.
Oh man, I reckon we might double team together. What do you say?
Oh, well, I ain't undisposed. What's your line of business, man?
Printer by trade. I deal a little in patent medicines, do theater acting, tragedy, mesmerism, phrenology. Teach singing geography school for a change. Sling a lecture here and there. I'll do most anything that comes handy, just as long as it ain't work. What about you?
Well, I've done considerable in the doctoring trade, laying my hands on, healing, that kind of nature. I can tell a pretty good fortune when I got somebody along to find out the facts for me. But, well, I guess preaching, missionary, can't be things like that. That's about it. Just about anything, I guess.
Alas,
Oh, what are you alas about?
to think that I should be leading such a life, to think that I should have to do without the respect that is rightfully mine. Never mind. You wouldn't believe me. The world never believes me. It doesn't matter. Let it pass. The secret of the bird.
The secret of your birth. You mean to tell me that?
Yes, gentlemen. By rights, I am a duke. My pappy was the Duke of Bridgewater. Now, here I am, forlorn, born of my high estates, hunted by men and despised by a cold world, heartbroken, alone, and degraded to the companionship of felons on a raft.
That sure is awful.
Yes, especially that plate of victuals. I'll have to be served first from now on. But please, don't you pity me. 'Tis my fate to be ground into the mire under the iron heel of oppression. Misfortune has broken my weak haughty spirit, but I yield, I submit. It's my fate to be alone in the world. It would be nice if you would refer to me as my lord or your dukeship, or you can just come plain old report.
Would you care for some old chicken, young dukeship?
Thank you so much.
All right.
How about some blackberries for
Oh,
Duke?
you're too kind.
Well, hang on just a minute now, Bridgewater. You ain't the only person that's got troubles like that.
No?
No, you ain't the only person that's been cheated at your high degree.
Alas.
Bridgewater, can I trust you?
The very head, secret of your being. Speak.
Bridgewater, I am the late Dawson.
Your what?
Well, I am the late Dawson. You see before you the late Louis the 17th, son of Louis the 16th, and Mary Antoinette.
No!
Yes, you see before you in gray hair and gray whiskers, well, you know what I mean. The rightful exiled and trampled upon King of France. And you can call me Your Majesty.
I declare, look, it's the king. Look, the king. Yes, your majesty. Would you care for some chicken, your majesty?
Oh, why, sure, I said. Oh, thank you. Why, y'all can sit neat with me if you like.
Would that be all right, Your Majesty?
Oh, yeah, go right ahead. If flavor is unknown, meaning, get yourself a piece of chicken. Go right ahead.
So, it didn't take me long to make up my mind that these liars weren't real kings and dukes, but regular rapscallions and frauds.
Bridgewater, it was once because of a queen that I was thrown off the river boat.
Queen? Which queen?
A fifth queen.
Quite unhandy, too. Destroyed my entire itinerary. Ah, well, let it pass. I guess we'll have to earn us some money somehow.
Have you ever tried the boards for open?
Well, no. Can't say it's hard.
So you shall then before you're 3 days old or following grandeur. Next decent town we come to, we'll act out the sword fight scene in Richard III, and the balcony scene in Romeo and Juliet. How's that strike you?
Oh, well, I'm just freezing for anything, I guess.
So, Duke, he told the king about Romeo and Juliet and how he was used to playing Romeo, so the king, he'd have to play Juliet.
Now, hold on a minute now. If this is such a young girl and looks so sweet, my gray hair and my gray whiskers just kind of look unhandy on her, don't you think?
Oh, don't worry about it. These country jakes won't ever think of that. Besides, you'll be in costume. And that makes all the difference in the world. Now, Juliet, she's enjoying the moonlight on her balcony before going to bed. Now, here, I want you to read a little bit of this text.
This is thing. All right, it is. Romeo, Romeo. Where's Forkdale, Romeo?
No. You mustn't bellow out Romeo like that, like a bull. You have to say it soft and sweet and languishly, like Romeo. Try to.
Romeo.
Yeah, that's it.
Romeo. Anyway, what you...
You see, Juliet is a dear, sweet girl. She doesn't bray out like a donkey. Now, if we want to make this a first-class show, we'll have to add a little something extra to it. A little something to answer the encores with.
Encores? Now, what's encores, Billwater?
It's where you give the audience a little something extra for their money. I can dance my Highland fling, and you can do Hamlet's soliloquy.
Hamlet's what?
Hamlet's soliloquy. Oh, it's the most celebrated passage in all of Shakespeare. It's sublime, always fetches the house. I just have this one text. See if I can piece it together from memory. Groundlings, gather round. I'll pace up and down here and see if I can bring it back from recollection's walls.
Go well crap, Jim.
To be or not to be, that is the bare bodkin that makes calamity of so long life. For whom would fartles bear till Barnum Wood doth come to Dunsinannies? But that the fear of something after death murders innocent sleep, great nature's second course, and makes us rather fling the arrows of our greatest fortune to those that we know not of. There is the respect that gives us pause. Wake Duncan with thou knocking, while wouldst thou couldst, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the law's delay, and the coitus which his pains might take. In the dead waste in the middle of the night, when churchyards yawn in customary suits of sullen black, and the native hue of resolution, like the poor cat in the adage, is sicklied over with care, and the clouds fall on our housetops, and turn the regards and currents awry, and lose the name of action. 'Tis a constipation devoutly to be wished. But soft, ye fair Ophelia, ope not thy marble and ponderous jaw, but get thee to a nunnery I go!
Well, so the next day on the raft, you couldn't hear nothing but sword fighting and rehearsing, as the Duke called it, going on almost all the time. Well, then one day, when we was halfway down the state of Arkansas, we ran along the little one-horse town. And so, Jim, he hit the raft. The rest of us, we all went ashore.
Oh, I feel like something else, ain't it?
Oh, we aren't blood. This town's full of greenhorns and flatheads. There's even a circus in town tonight. I've rented out the hall, and tonight we shall take our place among the immortals.
What's immortals?
Dead people.
So, that day in town, I went around and passed out playbills. Here you go, son, have a playbill. How about you, sir? Come see Shakespeare tonight at the courthouse.
Who the heck Shakespeare?
I don't know. Well, that night, there weren't but about 12 people at our show.
And I guess this ain't enough, is it?
I signed some style. I got an idea.
So he went to a boarding house and stole a sheet off a clothesline. And he brought it back. Then he got some paint and thought of a new sign. Is that the sign?
Oh, yes, it is, son. This is the show.
What does it say? At the courthouse, 3 nights only, a trilogy tragedy. Admission, 50 cents. Ladies and children, not admitted. If that line don't fetch him, I don't know Arkansas. And sure enough, the Duke was right. That night the courthouse was jam full. And when it couldn't hold no more, the Duke, he got up and made a speech.
And now, for your entertainment, I give you Edmund King the Lesser as the King's Camel Leopard. I hope that we have not only succeeded in entertaining you, but instructing you. Please remember, we're only here for 2 more nights, so please tell your friends.
Wait a minute. You mean to say it's over? Is that all?
Yes, party section, we saw
Jim, we've been swindled, mighty bad in swindled. Do we want to be the laughing stock of this whole town and never hear the rest of this as long as we live? No! Well, what we need to do is go out there and talk his show up. Let these here fellas win the rest of this town. And we'll all be in the same boat, ain't that sensible?
Ready, dear.
Yeah,
Go down there.
you shut up. All right. Not another word about this swindle. Go along. Advise everyone to come see the great tragedy. Well, that day in town, you couldn't hear nothing but how good our show was. And on the second night, it was jam full. But on the third night, well, it was full, all right. But they weren't newcomers. They were the people that was there the first time. And this time, they had rotten eggs and rotten tomatoes and secret cabbage and dead cats ready to throw at us. Well, we took their money, all right. But
Walk real slow till you get past the houses.
Jim, where's Jim? Jim! No, it don't. It's in there brief. Now look, they're regular rap scatty. Well, I know they is. But the way I figure it, most kings and dukes and governors and politicians are rap scatty as far as I can tell. Is that right? We gotta make allowances, Jim. They're mighty ornery lots. It's just the way they raised.
Well, I don't hang to be no more. These two don't like this thing, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's a dang shame knowing this party didn't miss that boat. I got a letter from Jesus. I got a letter from Jesus. I got a letter from Jesus. Jim, what ails you?
Boy, little John.
Those your youngins, Jim?
You're my chillin', bro. I expect I never see him no more. I hear a door slam over yonder on the other shoulder. It reminded me how she was living so bad, bro. She was number 4 years old. Just now get over half percent of Scarlet. One morning I said, listen, close that door. But she never did. She just kind of stood there, looking at me and smiled. It made me mad because I said, again, don't you hear close that door. She still just did the same, brother. Kind of looked at me and smiled. So I got a real man. I said, I'll make you mad at me. With that, I'll get you a slap upside the head, brother. Said I was wrong. I went to the other room. I came back out 10 minutes later. The door was still standing wide open, brother. She was still standing there. Tears streaming down her face. I was mad. I was going for a child. But just then the wind came. Slammed that door. Blam! My Lord, that child never moved. My breath was up out of it, brother. Lord have mercy, Jesus, forgive you. He never gonna forgive himself as long as you live. Scarlet fever, left by death and dumb, brother. Plum, death and dumb. I've been treating son.
Well, nobody ever taught me that before. Why, Jim cared for his youngers, same as white folks cared for theirs.
Where you bound for, young man? Oh, well, brother nose ain't sore. I want to talk to this fool. No. Can't say as I am. That's okay. You go ahead. My name's Blodgett. Alexander Blodgett. Well, Reverend Alexander Blodgett, that is. And I must say, he's one of the Lord's poor servants. This here is David Garrett, the younger.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Younger.
No, what were you saying about a reverend?
Will, Hardwick. Such pity he didn't get here in time. Now his brother's dead, and they ain't seen each other since they were boys, together and eating.
Yeah.
Peter never did see his other brother, William Steck Jones.
He didn't, miss anything about it, did he?
Well, Harvey didn't miss getting the property, because the property's well to him
Yeah.
anyway.
Was, this here Wilkes well off?
Oh, yes. Very well off. He has houses and land and factories all well to it. 2 brothers and his 2 sisters. Mary Jane, she's a pretty one. Joanne, she's the heroine.
Well, sure do hate to be hearing about all that now, but, tell you what, bye now. We sure do hate it for you. Billwater, it's time for the performance of your life. How are you playing deaf and dumb? Excuse me, can anyone tell me if Mr. Peter Wilkes lives here?
I'm very sorry, Reverend, but the best we can do is tell you that he did live here today.
Alas, our poor brother dead, and we didn't get to see him. It's too terrible.
Uncle Harvey?
Mary Jane?
Uncle William?
Me and my brother sure do feel terrible that we didn't miss seeing the disease and come all the way to see the disease, and well, he'd be dead before we got here.
See.
Ah, well, anyway, I shall read the will of my poor dear brother. I, Peter Whips, leave my dwelling house and $3,000 in gold to my dearest daughters, Mary Jane and Joanna. And I leave my factory and all my other property and $6,000 in gold to my dear brothers, Harvey and William.
And here is your gold, Uncle.
Well, come to think, what kind of uncles would we be to rob, yes, rob, for such fatherless and motherless lambs as these? Here, take back the money. We're rich.
You dear soul, how lovely, how sweet you.
It is the gift from me who lays yonder, cold but joyful. I would like to say that my dear brother, he liked everyone, and he respected everyone. And so fitting, you should all come to my dear brother's funeral orgies tomorrow. In England, orgies are always public.
Obsqueezy old fool, not orgies.
I say orgies, not because it's the common term, because, well, it's not, but obsequies being a common term, well, but just be wrong. Orgies is better. It's more exact. It's from the Greek word orgo, meaning open or broad, and the Hebrew word jism, meaning to plant or cover up. Hence, entire orgies is a more exact, better all-around word than obsequies. Yeah.
Nonsense. Why, Doctor?
Dr. Robinson, ain't you heard the news? This here is Harvey Will.
Is it my poor dear brother's good friend and physician?
You an Englishman? That's the worst imitation I've ever heard. You Peter Wilkes' brother? You're a fraud, that's what you are. Any man that pretends to be an Englishman who can't imitate the lingo any better than that is a fraud and a liar. Joanne, Mary Jane, I was your father's friend, and I'm your friend. And I come to you as a friend and an honest one, the one who protects you and keeps you from harm and trouble. I'll tell you, turn these rascals out and have nothing more to do with them, with this idiotic Greek Hebrew is called it. Joanne, will you? You know I am your friend. Please, turn these rascals out and have nothing more to do with them. Will you?
Here is mine. Take this $6,000 and invest it for me and my sister any way you want to. And Uncle, don't give me no receipt for it.
All right, I'll wash my hands of the matter. But I tell you, a time will come when you feel sick when you think of this day.
Well, doctor, we'll be sure to send for you then. Don't worry. We have all the fools in this town on our side anyway. And ain't that a big enough majority in any town?
So, that night, they had a huge dinner, and everybody was there. And I had to stand behind the King Duke's chair as if I was an English brother. Well, after dinner, I went to the kitchen, had something with the hair in it.
Did you ever see the king?
Who? William Fall? Of course.
What, regular?
Yep, regular.
Well, I thought he lived in London.
Well, he does. Where else would he live?
Well, I thought you lived in Sheffield.
Oh, I mean, he goes to our church regular when he's in Sheffield.
Well, you go to church?
Of course.
Where do you sit?
Why, in a pew.
Who's pew?
Why, your uncle, Reverend Harvey Willis.
His'n? What does he need with a pew?
To sit in. What do you think he wants it for?
Well, I thought he'd be in pulpit preaching.
Oh, don't you think we got more than one preacher at our church?
Why? What do you want it for?
To preach for, King. Why, we have no less than 17 preachers.
17? My land, it must take them a whole week.
Don't all of them preach, just the one of them.
Well, why the rest of them for?
Well, they ain't for nothing. Mainly they just sit around, you know, passing plate, one thing or the other.
I'm sorry. Most of the time, I don't talk much. And then sometimes I talk too much.
And these are the poor girls that I'm letting that old reptile rob of their money. So I decided that night, when the king was sleeping, I snuck into his room. And I stole the gold, calm as a Christian, 4 aces. So then I went down, and the parlor door was open. There wasn't nothing in there except the remains of old Peter. Sorry, Peter. So, the next day was a funeral, and the king, he got up and slobbered out another speech full of tears, flap doodle, and hogwash. Well, then they buried old Peter, and the king, he got to flapping his jaw again.
Hello, ladies. I'm awfully sorry to say this, but, well, I'm afraid that we'll have to be settling up my brother's estate today, for my congregation in England's bound to be very worried about me in a great big fuss. But, I must say that we have decided to take you two with us, back to Sheffield.
Thank you, Uncle. Sell everything as quickly as you want to. We'll be ready in no time.
Don't worry. We'll sell everything, all right. Was you in my room last night?
No, Your Majesty.
See anyone else go in there?
No, Your Grace. Not as I remember. Why? Did you lose something?
Why don't you mind your own business? You keep doing that, you live now. Oh, well, I get it. We'll have to go on without the gold and just take the money from the property.
Quick sales and small profits. It ain't good business.
Oh, shut up.
Well, I reckon it's time for me to chip in and change the funeral to this. Miss Mary Jane! Miss Mary Jane! Miss Mary Jane! I'm gonna tell you the truth this time, even though it does seem like sitting on the king gunpowder and touching it off, just to see where you're gonna land. If you just sit there and you take it like a man. I'm gonna tell you the truth this time, Miss Mary Jane. Those uncles of yours ain't uncles at all. They're regular low-down humbugs and frauds. So I told her every blame thing.
Oh, Prince! Come on, we'll have a tarred and feathered and fun in the river.
Certainly,
Oh, what am I going to do, Doc? Not my grandson. Please, Doc. Now go on. You tell me what to do, and whatever you say, I'll do it.
well, give me a head start up the river road. Because there's somebody you don't know about that I gotta help. Oh, ain't it? Of course. Anyway, let me get out of the way and gone. Then you go around town telling everybody what I told you. And you tell that doctor too, and get them two thrown in jail.
Good. I'll do it.
Oh, there's one more thing, Miss Mary Jane. The bag of gold.
Oh, well, they have that now to make people pretty silly think how they got it.
No, they ain't got it. I hid it.
Where?
Well, I'd rather not tell you. But if it's all right with you, I'll write it down on this piece of paper, and you can read it when I'm gone, if that'll be all right.
Goodbye. I shan't ever forget you, and I'll thank you for many, many times, and I'll pray for you too.
Pray for me. I reckon if she'd known me a little bit better, well, she would have picked a job more her size. But you know, I bet she'd do it just the same. She had the grip of paper Judas. She got the notion. Boy, in my opinion, that girl had more sand in her than any girl I ever met in my life. In my opinion, she was just full of sand. Jim, glory be to goodness, we rid of them all. Jim? Hey, boy, you heard anything about a runaway slave?
I sure have.
Where is he?
They chained him up and drug him down to Silas Fellows' place downriver.
Who nailed him?
A couple of fancy fellows from England told the sheriff about it and got a $40 reward.
After all we done for them scoundrels, everything busted up and ruined to make Jim a slave again for $40 dirty. Then in here, this was a plain hand of providence slapping me in the face, reminding me that all my wickedness was being watched from somewhere up there in heaven as I stole a poor old woman's Negro. It's just like they say in Sunday school. You help a runaway slave, you're going to go to hell, to everlasting fire. But what about Jim? He was always keeping my watching for me so I could go on sleeping. You know, sometimes in the daytime, sometimes in the night, sometimes in the moonlight, sometimes in the storm. Jim did everything he could for me. And he told me I was his best friend in the whole world. Well, I'm his only friend now. So, that's it. I'm going to take up wickedness again. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to steal Jim out of slavery. And if I can think anything worse, well, I'm going to do that too. Because as long as I'm in, I might as well take the whole haul. All right, then. I'll go to them.
You hush now.
Miss Phelps?
It's you. At last, ain't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, don't say yes, ma'am. Say it, Sally. Oh, you don't look as much like your mother as I reckoned you would. The law sakes, who do I care for that? I'm so glad to see you. Silas, it's your nephew, Tom. Come on and tell him howdy. But Tom, I'll get you some breakfast if you want. Or did you get your breakfast on the boat?
Oh, no, ma'am. I got my breakfast on the boat.
Oh, now we have a good look at you. We've been expecting you a couple days or more. We'll catch you. Did the boat run aground?
No, ma'am.
Oh, but here I am carrying on this way, and you ain't told me a word about this, nor any of it. Just tell me everything. Tell me all about them all, and how they're doing, and what they're doing, and what they told you to tell me, and every last thing you think of. Oh, here comes Silas. Come on. I'm going to play a little joke in there with Silas. Don't let on that you're here now. Silas, Tom come yet?
No.
Oh, goodness gracious. What can be keeping him?
Ain't imagine, but I do declare it makes me dreadful uneasy.
Dear, what will Sis say? We lost her child.
Now, don't you be distressing me any more than I already am. Can't imagine what in the world could have happened to the boy.
Silas, look yonder. Ain't that someone coming?
Who's that?
Well, who you ready to?
I don't know. Who is it?
It's Tom. It's your nephew.
I was so glad to find out who I was. It's like being born again. Ain't Sally? Uncle Silas.
I'm sorry, well, I'll be. What kept you, boy? Boat on the ground?
No, sir. Below the cylinder head.
Oh, goodness gracious. Anybody hurt?
No, ma'am. Killed a Negro.
That's a good thing. Sometimes people do get hurt.
Suppose Tom Sawyer's on that boat?
What?
I better go get my luggage. I'll be right back.
I'll go with you. Yep, you will.
Oh, no, I'd rather you not. No, you've done too much for me already. I'll be back soon.
All right.
Bye now.
So sure enough, when I was halfway down the river road. Howdy, Tom.
Howdy.
I ain't ever done you no harm in his life. You know that. What do you want to come back home for?
I ain't come back. I ain't been gone.
Honest Injun, you ain't no ghost.
Honest Injun, I ain't.
Looky here. Weren't you ever murdered at all?
No, I wasn't ever murdered at all. I had to fake the whole thing. The full pat from Miss Watson. Touch my arm. Touch it.
Why? Huckleberry, it is you.
So then, I told Tom the kind of fix I was in, and
Shh. It's all right.
I know what to do. Now, take this suitcase here and let on in the church. When we get back to Aunt Sally's house, don't let on that you know me at first.
All right, I'll do it, but there's something I got to tell you about. I come here to do something. To steal a runaway slave. A runaway slave named Jim. Old Miss Watson's Jim.
What? Well,
I know what you're going to say, Tom. It's a low-down, dirty business. But what if it is? I'm a low-down, and I'm going to steal Jim.
Huck, I have to steal him.
Tom Sawyer, a low-down abolitionist, you're joking.
I ain't joking either.
All right, joking or no joking. If you hear anything about runaway slave, remember, you don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about me.
Alice, here comes somebody with Tom. I wonder who's it.
Mr. Archibald Nichols, I presume?
Now, my boy, it's a place down the road, please, about 2 miles. Come on in, have your supper with us. Then me and Tom will fetch up the buckboard and run you down to Nichols.
Oh, I couldn't let you do that. I'll walk. I don't mind this.
No, boy, I wouldn't let you walk. It would be Southern hospitality.
Oh, do come in. Ain't a bit of trouble, not a bit. I just want to know if I'll take this up.
Well, it tries better luck, ma'am.
Wait! You audacious puppy! Who are you?
Why, ma'am, I'm surprised at you.
You're sure. Why, what do you mean by kissing me like that?
Why, I didn't mean nothing by it, ma'am. I didn't mean no harm. I thought you liked it.
What makes you think I like it?
Well, don't be you would.
They told you I would? Who's they? Who's they? I what their names are. Tell me one idiot short.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but Leon told me to. Leon said this, but I'm sorry, ma'am. And I won't ever do it no more. Not you asking.
I'll lay you be through some none-full of creation until I ask the likes of you.
I'm surprised. I can't make it out somehow. Sir, didn't you think she'd like me to kiss her?
Well, of course not.
Tom, didn't you think it ain't sad to open out her arms and say, it's my nephew, Sid Sawyer, give me a kiss?
Sid Sawyer? Oh, my lazy little trickster been pulling my leg.
Nope. Not you asked me first.
Please, Sid.
Well, all right.
Sid Sawyer, I'll be.
Well, it took a good deal of talking to convince me that Tom was my younger brother. But anyway, we was on the lookout.
I know Jimmy.
Where?
In that woodshed, down by the pigsty. Didn't you just see the hired man going there some victuals?
I sure did.
Who do you reckon that victuals is for? Why do you reckon the door's locked?
Jim!
Of course. I'm glad we found that detective fashion. I wouldn't give shucks for any other way. Now, what's your plan?
Well, I figure when it's nighttime, we can go in, real simple like, and steal the keys out of old man's britches, break Jim out, shove off down the river, run nights, high days, same as we did before. Don't you think that'd work?
Work? Why, certainly it would work. But it's too plain simple. It's a mild goose milk. There ain't nothing to it. Come on.
So that night we went down to the shed.
Jim's in there all right. He's chained by one leg to the end of the bed.
Here's the ticket. What we can do is we can cut a hole big enough for Jim to slip through. And then we'll let the bedstead up and slip the chain loose. Wouldn't you think that'd work?
I should hope we could come up with something a little more complicated than that, Hookman. First, we gotta think of a way that's troublesome and mysterious and good. It takes twice as long. Now, here's the ticket. First, we gotta think of something to make a saw out of.
Saw? What do we want with the saw?
What do we want with a saw? We gotta saw Jim's leg off so that to get the chain loose.
I just said we could get the bedstead up and slip the chain loose.
That's just like you, Hookman. Ain't you ever read any books at all?
But confound Tom's foolishness.
All right, but we need a couple of pocket knives to dig him out with.
Pocket knives? Dig Jim out with pocket knives?
Yes.
That's just outright dumb, Tom.
It don't make no difference how dumb or how foolish it is. It's the right way, and it's the regular way, and it's the only way that I've ever heard of. And I've read every book that gives any information about these things.
All right. How long do you think it'll take?
It ought to take 37 years, and don't be so deep, Jim will come out of China.
Jim don't know nobody in China. All right. I don't care how it goes out. As long as it goes out, let's go. Tom, this ain't no 37-year job. This is a 38-year job.
All right, I tell you, we can dig him out with this little pickaxe. We got let on as a pocket knife.
All right, we'll do it. Come on. I don't give a good rap what the authority says about it, as long as we get him out. There, go. Jim!
Tom, what y'all two doing here?
We gonna get you out, Jim.
Jim, you got any spiders in there?
I'm something, guess I ain't you.
Well, we'll get you some.
Bless you, Tom, but I don't want none. I'm soon have a rattlesnake.
That's a great idea.
Keep what?
A rattlesnake.
Tom!
All right, we'll get some garter snakes, tie buttons on their tails, and let all these garter snakes.
It make no sense to me, but no, I don't like
Don't worry, Jim. We'll be back tonight.
Sure you boy. We got no time to lose. Now, an anonymous letter.
What's that?
It's a warning on the silence that something's up.
Well, we want to warn people that something's up for anyway.
Well, if we don't give them a warning, there won't be nobody nor nothing can interfere with it. And this escape, to go off perfectly flat, don't want to amount to nothing.
Well, that's the way I like it. But anyway, I did what Tom said, and I slipped the anonymous letter up underneath the door.
Dear Silas Pepper, I wish to be your friend. There is a desperate gang of cutthroats over in the territory going to steal your runaway slave now. I'm one of the gang that have got religion and wish to quit. You can stick there and lock them in and kill them at your leisure. Don't do anything but just the way I'm telling you, or else they will suspect something and raise a hook. Hook jamboree. Hook jamboree. Signed, unknown friend.
You boys go right back to bed now.
What's the trouble, Aunt Sal?
Just go to bed.
You lock the doors, I'll get them in.
Tom, I think we overdone it this time.
Let's go.
I'm going down the chair right now. Can't put it down. Good idea. Tom, the yard's already full of me.
No, ain't it bully. If we had to wait a few more minutes, there'd be 200 of them.
Come on, let's go.
Well, they ain't come yet, the door's still locked.
Told you we beat you soon.
All right, the rest of you boys scatter around.
Hey, who's that?
That's our shoot. There they are. After them.
Lord have mercy.
Whew. Jim, don't worry. You a free man now.
Good job it was, too. It was planned beautiful, and it was done beautiful. There ain't nobody else put together a plan, more splendid, mixed up, and that one was.
And the most mixed up funny thing of all is, I called him Bully.
Tom! Hold him.
He's losing too much blood, boy.
Oh, it hurts. No. Don't stop now. Man, the sweeps. Set her loose. Boys, we done it, Helen. Slick as nothing at all.
Say it, Jim.
Here's the way I look at it, look. If Tom's been set free, one of the other boys was to get shot, you think he's saying, get going to save me? bet he wouldn't, Huck. Do you think Jim's gonna say it? No, sir. I ain't stepping a lunge out of this place. I'll see a doctor. Not if it takes 40 years.
Tom, we're going for a doctor.
No. It's a wonder we got laid over to idiots like you. Just leave me here.
Jim, when the doctor comes, you hide in the woods.
Jeez, hurry, boy. I can't stop the bleeding.
Doctor! Along about midnight, me and my brother was out in the woods, and he must have had a dream or something, because he must have kicked in his sleep, because his gun went off and shot him in the side. And could you come out there and help him and not tell our parents, because we want to surprise him? How did you say your brother got shot? He had a dream and had shot him.
Cure your dreams.
Just hurry, doctor, please.
Where you been, boy?
I ain't been nowhere, Uncle Silas.
Come on home. Yank Sally's been mighty worried. Come on, let's go.
Is anybody there?
Jim, you gotta hide. If they find you, you'll never see your family again. You gotta hide.
Now hold yourself still, son. Just hold still.
What are you doing?
Well, I can't risk moving you. If I don't cut this bullet out, you could bleed to death. You just gotta hold still.
I'll hold him still. Give me a lamp.
You be a runaway.
You be a doctor. Best be doing your job.
There he is! You caused us a lot of trouble now, boy. I say we hang him.
No, better not. Don't show up and make us pay for it.
I say we make an example out of him.
Don't you treat him rough. He saved this boy's life.
Didn't you know who he was? Of course I did. I judge he must be a runaway. Yeah, he throwed away his freedom to save this boy's life. Gentlemen, he ain't a bad man. That's what I think, buddy.
Well, all right. Put him in the ring this time. If you chain him up good, hands and feet, bread and water.
Come on, boy. Get moving.
Get you home.
Inky. Oh, Evan, my friend. For tonight, we're out on the green. Listen now, boy.
I was mighty thankful to the doctor for saving Jim's life. I know from the first time I saw him, he had a good heart. Well, the next morning, I heard that Tom was doing a good deal better, and Aunt Sally, she was taking a nap. So I figured I'd sneak up to see her.
Hello? Where's the rat? All right. Jim? Good. Clean. How are all right and safe? Did you tell Auntie?
Tell me what, Sid?
Why? About how we set the runaway slave free.
Set the run. Well, what is this child talking about out in his head again?
No, I ain't out of my head. We should have to do it, but we done it. Jim is a free man, and we done it. All by ourselves.
So, it was you, you little rapscallion, that's been making all this trouble and scaring us most to death. As soon as you get well, you little scamp, and I'll candy your scraps out of both of you. If I catch you meddling with him again,
Meddling with who?
why, that runaway, that's who.
Didn't you just tell me Jim was all right and safe? Ain't he got away?
Indeed, he hasn't. He's safe and sound in the woodshed on bread and water and chained for his flame of soul.
Turn him loose. You ain't got no right to chain him up. He's as free as any creature that walks this blame earth.
What is this child talking about?
I mean every word I say, Sally. If somebody don't go, I'll go. Old Miss Watson died 2 weeks ago. She was so ashamed that she was ever going to sell Jim down the river. She set him free in her will.
Then what on earth did you want to set him free for?
That's a good question.
Well, I wanted the adventure of it. I don't want his neck deep in blood to get him.
Tom Sawyer.
Goodness alive! Hey, Polly!
Oh, sister dear. Sally dear. Yes, I'd hide my head away if I were you, Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer? Well, that ain't Tom. It's Sid. Tom's well, where's Tom?
You mean where's that fin, that's what you mean. I reckon I wrote such a stamp to my Tom all these years as not to know him when I see him. You get back in this room, Huck Finn.
Oh, call me Aunt Sally. I'm used to it now and take no need to change.
I'll see you before you later.
Well, Tom was right about old Miss Watson letting Jim free in her will. So when they found that out, they got him out pretty quick. And when they found out about how good he helped that doctor nurse Tom back to health, why, they made a heap of fuss over him and fixed him up right. Tom even gave Jim $40 and a ticket to the Free States.
Let Jim make flat out of here one of these nights, get us an outfit, and go over to the territories for some kind of adventures amongst the Indians.
Suits me, but I ain't got no money for the outfits. Pat's probably done took all my money by now.
No, he ain't. That's all there is. $6, $7 or more.
Yeah, but when Pat comes back.
Look at these, know what's on the roof? I'll let you see the face. Well, get your money as you want for it.
Jim, you better not miss that steamboat. Well, all that happened a few years back now. And, well, Tom, he's better. He wears that bullet that they dug out of him on a watch fob. Of course, he's always checking out what time it is. Jim, well, Jim's gone north. Well, I reckon that's all I'm going to write about. And I'm right glad of it, too. Because if I'd known how hard it would have been to make a book, I reckon I wouldn't even try to tackle it. Well, I hid out to the Indian territories and from the rest was Aunt Sally. She wanted to adopt me and civilize me and make me her son. I've been there before. Well, I reckon that's all I'm going to say. Yours truly, Huckleberry.